If you have ever watched an F1 onboard video, you would have noticed that every driver has their own way of working the steering wheel. Some have a smooth driving style, keeping their inputs gradual and consistent, underdriving the car as a result. On the other hand, some have an aggressive driving style, liking to have active inputs and really drive the car to its limits, not being afraid to go over the grip limit. Smooth and aggressive are different driving styles. But what is a driving style in the first place? Put simply, driving styles are different ways of driving on the limit of grip. No driver is perfectly on the limit, rather they hover around the limit of grip. To get as close as possible to the grip limit, drivers can be smooth or aggressive with the car. But which one is actually the faster way of driving on the limit? Neither one of these styles are faster in general, as it depends on how the car and tires like to be handled. The modern-day F1 cars need smooth inputs to extract the most out of the tires, forcing drivers to adapt to a smoother driving style if they want to get the most out of the car. In contrast, F2 cars need aggressive inputs to work the hard and skinny tires enough so that they give you the maximum amount of grip. But regardless of whether cars like to be handled with a smooth or aggressive touch, drivers can still prefer to drive one way or another. To understand whether being smooth or aggressive is faster, we have to understand each style's cornering habits. First of all, the smooth drivers. On entry, this type of driver likes to turn into the corners with one gradual movement. Mid-corner, they keep the steering wheel consistent, modulating the pedals to make sure the car is on the limit. On exit, they are smooth when applying the throttle to minimize the rear's sliding and going sideways. The smooth driving style is almost always better on the tires. By loading the tires up gradually, it reduces degradation, making the performance of the car more consistent over a race. Smooth drivers are generally faster nowadays, as the modern F1 cars are very sensitive to driver inputs. In some cases, they can be too smooth, driving under the limit of grip. This is the key reason why smooth drivers are not always faster in qualifying, as they tend to underutilize the limit of the tires. Finally, the aggressive drivers. On entry, they tend to turn in and brake aggressively, working the tires quite harshly. The aggressive style heats the tires up more than the smooth style, as the forces acting upon the tires are more severe. Micro corrections to the steering wheel are common in this driving style, as they fight the car throughout the corner. Mid-corner, they like to correct the steering, dancing the car around the limit of grip. On exit, they are aggressive on the throttle, almost drifting the car out of the corners. The aggressive driving style is always worse on the tires. The corrections on the steering, combined with the sliding of the rears, overstress the tires. Aggressive drivers are quite frequently above the limit of grip, overdriving the car. They slide the tires around from carrying excessive speed in the corners, going well over the limit. A key benefit of the aggressive style is that they can make the most out of the car over a qualifying lap. Since no tire management is required, they can push the car as hard as they like, getting more out of the tires than smooth drivers would. Each of these driving styles has their own strong point. The smooth driving style is better on the tires, but loses out on one-lap pace, being better over a longer distance. The aggressive driving style is worse on the tires, losing out on tire performance over a longer distance, but makes up for it in one-lap pace. If you haven't already, make sure to read or watch the F1 driving style database with over 50 F1 drivers analyzed with data-driven insights, including new F1 driving style analysis at least once a week. Link is in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more F1 analysis.